Good day, teachers. My name is Daniel Martinez, and I'm going to give you my reflection about the units that we have been studying on this first part of the semester. The main topics that I'm going to explain on my journal are: first, the goals that I wrote on my student learning cycle planning and those points that I want to achieve on this second part of the semester. Second, I'm going to reflect about the context unit. Third, I'm going to reflect about the pedagogical experience and pedagogical practices. And fourth, I'm going to contextualize the context of the unit with the Chilean educational context. So first of all, at the beginning of the semester, I set myself two goals. The first is related to improve the use of more complex cohesive devices, because on that time I only use fanboys. And the other one is related to improve my subject-verb agreement. So therefore, in order to achieve those goals, I work on this. I solve some worksheets, and then with that, I write some sentences and I write some paragraphs related to the unit topic and with the content of the week using my template too. And so using that allows me to improve my skills in writing and to understand the readings. So I mix my autonomous work with the work of the classes to achieve my autonomous goals and the goals of the unit. So I think that I achieved the first goal, autonomous, but not the second one, because I still have problems making sentences, paragraphs, essays, etc. So in my feedback session, Pamela suggests me that I have to use the same methodology, changing the first goal and replacing with the oral part, so I can improve two skills at the same time: my writing and my oral, my speaking. These are important aspects to future tasks of future journals too. On this week, I really appreciate the work that we have been doing on this week, because it allows me to identify the main issues that I have right in my task. For example, coherence and cohesion. So also helps me with the writing organization that is important to future tasks. Regarding with the pedagogical experience on this semester, before we start with the units, for example, with identity, I have some difficulties because I only know on that time the superficial meaning of what identity is. Therefore, this unit helps me to go further than that, and I could realize how important is identity to carry out the socialization process. As an example of this is when we study different social aspects of identity, like social class, self-identity, collective identity, characteristic of identity, and etc. So in addition to that, for migration unit was a little bit easier to me and to understand it, because I think that the Chilean society is more awareness with that related to this topic, based on the high rates of immigrants who come to our country. And an example of this is our pedagogical output to La Chimba. I think that this unit gives us a wide point of view about immigrants' insertion in societies, especially with the difficulties that they have to deal with it: discrimination, prejudice, stigma, etc. So finally, I think that one of the main problems of the Chilean education context is the lack of knowledge about these topics. Um, so I will solve it on my pedagogical practice on the future, making use of the pedagogical practices that you as teacher of EL use on our classes. For example, to feel more integrated, all the students must be seated on circle. Also, I think that I'm going to use the pre, while, and post session, because it's important to organize the ideas and to organize the learning process. The reading template, I think that is a good tool to understand and to summarize the information. Um, So that's all. And this is my journal. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you.